Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back with another video, and welcome to my reaction to the best goals of every team in Serie A. In this case, Salernitana. I'd love to react to as many Serie A or Italian soccer or football or whatever you want to call it videos as possible, and also Celtic. I'm hoping to react to Celtic videos tomorrow. So anyway, I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy these videos, and as ever, I'd love to read your comments and get any feedback. Constructive criticism, any positive points you want to make or whatever. What do you think of this scarf? Some of my sisters got me. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think, and what else to say. But I don't want to repeat too much of what I said in the Sassuolo video. I had to look over to see what it was Salernitana, because I sometimes get these two teams mixed up because I think they sound quite similar. They probably don't, but they sound similar to me for some reason. I suppose they start with similar sort of letters, but I get them mixed up. But yeah, in this case, Salernitana, I say I don't want to repeat too much of what I said before, like about how I'd love for Italian teams like Sassuolo, Salernitana, and others, Sampdoria and whatnot, to get as much funding as possible. And I love to watch their videos and cover them on Saturdays, because it's like Sampdoria, Sassuolo, and Salernitana Saturdays. They all start with SA, just like Saturday does. And on that note, I'd love for possibly South Africa to have its own some wealth fund, as I said before, and also Saudi Arabia already does have its own sovereign wealth fund, but I'd love for them to have like a company called Saudia or something where they can, that was Saudia, just in case I didn't pronounce it clearly, but so that they could, through Saudia, they could invest in football, in like help to develop football for Sampdoria, Sassuolo, and Salernitana, or even Serie A teams generally, as well as Celtic, like building football pitches or things like that. So if they could find some legal ways to invest in more than one team, and I'd love for the US to have its own sovereign wealth fund and possibly invest in Sassuolo, Antwerp, Salernitana, depending on the rules. As I said before, there's rules where you can only invest in certain in one team in the same competition and things like that. But I'd love for them to see what they could do within the rules of the game so that they don't get penalised and things like that. So I hope it'll be a mutual benefit if and when those countries do invest in these teams. Countries that begin with S, like Sweden, Spain, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, and others, Switzerland. I'd love for Switzerland possibly to invest in SPAL, spells SPAL, which I possibly hope to cover tomorrow, all being well, Spal and Spezia. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, and I hope that all made some sense. And as ever, again, I'd love to read your comments, and I'm going to roll the clip. So here goes. Peace and love and all that good stuff.
Goes through. It's a magnificent solo run. First goal in Serie A.
I do wonder if the defending could have been better. Sometimes, as I mentioned before in previous videos, like sometimes I do wonder if the defending could have been a bit better. I'd love to know what you think about the commentary and that kind of thing as well. I do often wonder, I'll say, if the defending could have been better, but I suppose it's easier when you watch it in hindsight or on highlights or whatever, when you watch it on TV, compared to actually playing in the game. But I'd love to know what you think, again, about whether the defending could have been better or not.
Fingers crossed. The goalkeeper can't get there. And Salernitana score with a boot. Antonio Candreva, the former Inter player, has snatched the point for Salernitana. Candreva's cross. Attacked by Milena. This is Matsuki.
I think that was a pretty cool goal.
There's the quality we were craving.
Not much the defenders or goalkeeper could have done about that. I mean, maybe the initial clearance could have been better, but
Matsuki. Now Candreva, fabulous control. What a finish that is! Candreva comes back to haunt Lazio. No celebration. Once more, finds Antonio Candreva. Activates it off to Koulibaly with a curler and with a cracker. The first goal of the Paulo Sousa era, and it is a very welcome one. Forward by Koulibaly, Candreva's there! Sensational! He is a brilliant footballer. And this season, he just keeps reminding us of that fact. Bouladia, nicely done. Still Bouladia! Salernitana shocked Napoli. 7 minutes to play, and the title celebrations have been curtailed.
so thanks for checking out my video. If you made it this far, I'd love to know what you think about my content, including this video, especially in this case, and what you think about the video itself that I just sort of tried to react to, although I probably didn't react to it very well. But again, if you have any constructive criticisms, suggestions, tips, or anything else, basically, and what you think about Serie A generally, the YouTube channel Serie A, and the content, football, soccer, or whatever, what you prefer to call it. And again, if I hope to get viewers from overseas and from all around the world, preferably, ideally. I'd love to know what football is in your language or whatever, if people are watching from overseas, or any terminology or anything like that. And in this case, if you know any stats or facts or information generally about Salernitana or Salerno, or what the football team means or whatever to you, if you're a fan, and I'd love to know from Salernitana fans in this case, like, who would you like to see the club buy, what are your dreams for the club, and things like that, or even Serie A fans generally. I'd love to know what your dreams are for the club. I hope you'll share this with any Italians you know, especially those who are interested in football or soccer, and yeah, football fans generally, soccer fans or whatever generally. And yeah, how far do you think Salernitana can go? How can they improve? Any suggestion or tips you have for them? And again, how do you think they could attract investment? I suppose, what players should they buy? What manager? Perhaps if they should change the manager or whatnot. I often think it would be quite interesting if, just like with Man City and Newcastle and teams like that, even Chelsea before then, who were bought out by wealthy owners. They weren't huge clubs, or even some not even big clubs, dare I say, without wanting to offend them. And they got bought out by wealthy owners. So it'd be interesting to see if an Italian team had that sort of fortune, if you like, and change in fortune from going from middle of the road teams, a middle of the road sort of team, to becoming a top team. So I hope Italian football can be the destination for wealthy investors to invest, and similar for Celtic, as I often say as well. But yeah, probably waffling now. This video's gone a bit over time, but I think I did fairly well condensing it down to a reasonable time. But it's nearly midnight here in the UK. But anyway, wherever you are, I wish you a peaceful day, afternoon, evening, night, or whatever time it is, if you're watching this. And thanks so much for checking out my content. Gosh, I do waffle, I know. Anyway, I am out. Peace and love.